Long ago, in the quiet cobblestone town of Hamelin, a nightmare unfurled. The rats came like a plague, swarming through the streets and into every home. Their glowing red eyes glinted like embers in the dark, and their sharp claws tore through wood and grain. The townsfolk were helpless, traps failed, poison was ignored, and even prayers went unanswered. Just when all hope seemed lost, a stranger appeared. He emerged from the forest, cloaked in shadow. His voice was soft, but it carried an unsettling weight. "I am the Piper," he said, his words curling like smoke. "For a price, I will rid your town of this curse." The mayor, desperate and greedy, offered him 50 gold coins, a pittance for salvation. The Piper's lips curled into a smile. "Agreed," he said, his voice like a blade. That night, as the town slept uneasily, the Piper stood alone in the square. His pipe glinted in the moonlight as he raised it to his lips. Then came the melody, a haunting, unearthly tune that wrapped around the town like a shroud. The rats froze, their red eyes wide and unblinking. Then, like puppets on invisible strings, they began to move. From every crack and shadow, they poured into the streets, drawn to the Piper's eerie song. He walked through the town, the swarm following close behind, a grotesque procession of chittering creatures. Through the forest they went into the river's edge. There the rats plunged into the dark waters, their shrieks swallowed by the rushing current. By dawn, Hamelin was free of its plague. The Piper returned to the square, his pipe now silent, his pale eyes locked onto the mayor. "I have fulfilled my promise. Now pay me my due." The mayor sneered. "You've done your work. Be grateful we allowed you to help at all." The Piper's smile vanished. "I have kept my word. Now you will reap what you have sown." Without another word, the Piper turned and melted into the shadows. That night, under a moon cloaked by swirling clouds, the Piper returned. His figure appeared in the square, shrouded in mist. He raised his pipe once more, and this time the melody that poured forth was darker, full of sorrow, rage, and a chilling power. In their beds the children stirred, their eyes opened, but they were vacant, lifeless. One by one they rose, their movements slow and mechanical. Out into the night they went, their small feet echoing eerily on the cobblestones. They walked through the streets, past the homes of their sleeping parents, and into the forest, followed by the Piper's unholy tune. The Piper led them higher, into the shadowed mountains, to a cave with a yawning mouth like the maw of a beast. The children disappeared into the darkness, the melody echoing faintly until even that was gone. When the townsfolk awoke, they found their homes deathly silent. The streets were empty, unnaturally still. Then the screams began, as parents discovered their children's beds empty. The mayor led a desperate search into the mountains, where they found the cave, but when they stepped inside, there was nothing. No children, no Piper, only the cold, suffocating silence of the abyss. Some say the children were taken to a shadowy realm, doomed to dance eternally to the Piper's haunting tune. Others whisper that their laughter still echoes faintly in the forests, twisted into mournful cries. The story of Hamelin became a warning, one etched in fear. A broken promise can summon horrors far worse than any plague. Beware those you wrong, for their vengeance may take what you hold most dear.